Today I'm going to begin to show you how to start your first lettering assignment. The lettering assignment is found on your Schoology page, which will be in the lettering folder. It's going to be the document that looks like this. The current title of this document is the Lettering Exercise and Bill of Materials PDF packet. So what we're looking at here is going to be on page 2 of your packet. So our directions are simply this. We're going to take an unlined sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. We're going to create 1-inch margins, and we're going to letter 1/8-inch high letters the following information, starting with the title here of Lettering Exercise, and then continuing all the way down here to the bottom corner of your screen, must be my goal. The directions also continue here at the bottom with just a general reminder of asking you to have 1/8-inch spaces between each row. Use light guidelines and use all capital or uppercase letters. And please be sure to letter your name, date, and hour in the upper right-hand corner of the page. So let's get started. So I'm going to take my ruler, and the nice thing is about most of these rulers here is that they are typically already 1 inch in size. So if I just align the ruler at the very top edge of my page, pin it down, take my pencil and just very lightly drag it across the page, I should come up with a very light 1-inch guideline at the very top for my top margin. Take that ruler again, drop it down here on the left edge to create that left margin. Again, very light pencil weight to create that next one here. I'll set my pencil down so the camera gives something to focus here so you can see that guideline here at the end of the pencil. And then we're going to create the next one off of the right edge. So our margins will be complete. So again, just real nice and light. And now we have our margins created. So you can see the margins on our 3 sides, left, top, and right. So now at the very top, we're going to now start to add in our 1/8-inch lines of text. So I'm actually now going to take my page and I'm going to spin it to make the layout purpose a little bit easier in terms of demonstration. So I'm going to take my 1/8-inch scale here off of my ruler, line up the bottom of the ruler with that top margin guideline. I'm going to just lay in some very light marks, 6 or 7. And I'm going to slide the ruler down a little bit farther, going into the center page, and I'm going to follow up with those same marks. Super light as well. You can see on your screen I have these small marks, and I'm going to connect those and start to add in my lines of text. Try to keep your ruler and your text lines parallel to all the other guidelines you draw in, as well as the edge of your paper. You want to try to keep everything nice, straight, clean, simple. Okay, a couple more here. And again, drawing in super light guidelines. You can see those now. So now as the directions said, we're going to have you then start to letter your first and last name, your hour, the date, and class. So I'm going to start here. Try to get the camera here to focus for you, and I'm going to start with my first and last name. So I'll go Mr. Udy. The class that I'm currently doing this video for is going to be 6th hour, but please, if it's not for 6th hour class, make sure you letter it correctly. And then today's date, which just happens to be September 9th, 2021. So we'll zoom in so you can see this. And that's what it looks like with your 1/8-inch tall letters and 1/8-inch spacing in between each letter. So now we're going to continue this trend, and we're now going to start adding in our guidelines for the main body of this document. So now we're going to start to add guidelines in all the way across this document here. Okay, so again, I'm going to actually articulate my page, and I'm going to turn it sideways. When I do this, I'm only going to add in a handful of marks for my text. I don't need to add a ton of lines in. Keep it simple. Less is more. The less lines you put on here, the less susceptible to lines being tapered, crooked, not parallel, what have you. So again, keep everything parallel, straight, nice and clean, very light. Bring my guidelines over. I'm actually going to move the camera here while I do this, so I apologize if the camera gets a little blurry and moves. Really try hard to have real nice guidelines, and some of this is going to be a little bit darker so you can see it well on the camera. So I'm just going to set up 4 lines of text, 4 lines of spaces that you can see here. So we bring back that document of what we're going to letter. And we're going to start with this. So we're going to letter in our title, lettering exercise, 1/8 inch all caps. Then we're going to skip a space, and then we're going to start lettering this next sentence, part of this paragraph, all capital letters in the spaces we've created. So this is what it'll look like. So we're going to start with the lettering exercise. So we're going to go right here, approximate what we believe is about the middle of the page. Be sure to make certain that words are spelled correctly. So there's lettering exercise. Now, if we start to look at my work, the only concern would be this first letter E, as it appears to be smaller than the rest of the letters. So really try to keep mindfulness of proportional letters, the size of letters. So as we do this, we have 1/8 inch tall letters, 1/8 inch lines of text, which therefore should be 1/8 inch spacing between words. So as we start to letter this out, it goes like this. I am a normal person, comma, and therefore, comma, I can learn to, and now I have to stop because I'm not going to start text on this next line. I have to add a couple more lines below. So again, now I'm going to articulate my page the opposite direction. I'm going to bring in my ruler, being very careful not to smudge and smear the current work that I have done. I don't have to add in, again, a ton of lines. Less is more. And I'm going to repeat this process until I finish the document. Now, for our purposes here on this video, for demonstration, I'm not going to add a whole bunch of lines and keep going here for you. But I want to make sure that I keep everything going the correct way. As you see on the camera, my lines have gotten a little bit crooked and tapered. So I'm actually going to stop and fix that. Now the nice thing is I only have to erase 1 line. Students in previous years and previous courses have had to go and make numerous redrawing of line attempts. So we really want to try to keep those lines nice and straight and parallel. Okay, so that's a little better. Is it perfect? No. Yet I'm just giving my best effort, and that would be the expectation for you as well. So here we have, I am a normal person, therefore I can learn to letter, which I'm now going to add down here. Skip a line of text. Learn to letter. If I make, switch around the camera here. a persistent and intelligent effort. Now, I'm not going to try to jam the word effort into this. I want to keep it nice and clean. So I'm going to skip a line of text, hop down, and go here, add my period. So I have, again, 1 inch margin on the left, 1 inch margin on the top. I'll slide the camera over here so you can see the right margin, 1 inch. I have my name, hour, and date, all 1/8 inch tall lettering. All my lines are spaced at 1/8 inch evenly. And as you can see, I start writing in the main body of this assignment. I have, again, 1/8 inch tall letters, approximately 1/8 inch spacing in between all my words, proper punctuation, proper spelling, nice, neat, and clean lines. Now, again, though, the guidelines that you see on the screen are dark. Yours should not be that dark, so please remember that I did do that just for demonstration purposes only. So if you have any questions, feel free to always ask for help, ask for feedback, and we can keep in the right direction, and hopefully you have a successful assignment at the completion of this. We'll see you next time.